Welcome. My name is Ashley Cup. I am the Education USA advisor in Zacatecas, Mexico. Education USA is your official resource on U.S. higher education. We support students who are interested in studying in the U.S. and we provide impartial, non-biased information about all sorts of different higher education institutions and programs that are available in the United States. We are a global network, but here in Mexico we have over 20 centers. So as I mentioned, I'm in Zacatecas, but we also have centers all over the country. So that is a little bit about Education USA. We also have a website that you're welcome to use. Our email address, my email address in Zacatecas, and then if you are interested in contacting with other advisors, you can write us at mexico@educationusa.info. We're also on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Today we have a special presentation, a special guest. Kelsey Green is joining us from University of Houston, Victoria. She will be speaking with us today about funding and scholarship opportunities in the U.S. So, Kelsey, I will let you take it away. I'm going to turn my microphone and my camera off. The chat is working, so if there's anything else in the meantime, let's get started. Thanks.
Hello, everyone. As Ashley said, I'm Kelsey Green, Coordinator of International Student Recruitment at University of Houston, Victoria. And I'm going to be talking a lot about funding and scholarship in the USA, but I'll also be giving some tips about how to find the right university for you. So we'll go ahead and get started after I figure out how to go to the next slide. Okay, there we go. So today's topics, searching for a university in the US, different work opportunities at various universities, costs to consider as an international student, funding sources for those costs, and then specifically about University of Houston, Victoria. Okay, so there are some very important things to consider when you're finding a university. So of course you want to, as an international student, there are special circumstances that you will be under on your student visa. So you want to make sure that the university that you plan to attend has international student and scholar services. This office will help you with visa advice all the way from beginning your application to your graduation and even beyond. So this type of office is very essential if you want to come study as an international student, because these people understand you, they know the situations that you're going through, and a lot of times people who work in these offices, they were international students themselves at some point. So they can be very helpful for everything that you will deal with in your unique situations as an international student. And then another important thing to consider is the size of the university. If you want a big university and you want that big university feel, obviously you want to look for a really big one. And if that's what you're looking for, then you might not want to look at the smaller universities, or vice versa. If you want to have like the home feeling, then you would want to look at a smaller university as opposed to a very large university. And then one of the most important aspects to look into is making sure that your university that you're interested in actually has the program that you would like to study. So obviously don't go applying to a bunch of universities and they don't even have the program that you would like. And some other important things to consider are the geographic and climate preferences that you may have. If you're from somewhere very warm like Mexico, then maybe looking in Minnesota or Michigan might not be quite the right fit for you, especially if you really don't like cold weather, because it's cold there 8 to 9 months out of the year, so it might have a really big impact on your experiences there. And if you do want to try living in the winter, then you'd want to look further north, and especially the east and Minnesota, Michigan, other places like that. And then also you want to look to see if universities have scholarship opportunities for international students. Some universities do not have any funding whatsoever for international students. So before you go through the application process, you want to make sure that they have those available for you as well. And then also you want to make sure that there will be work opportunities. If you have trouble with the funding a little bit, sometimes you can get a job on campus. And so you want to make sure that a university even has positions for student workers or graduate students. And so the next slide goes along with the work opportunities and also the international student services. Some universities, if they don't have these international offices, they won't be able to give you the right advising on CPT and OPT, which are special authorizations for international students to work off campus. International students on F1 visas are restricted to working on campus unless they have these work authorizations. So you want to really check to make sure that there are jobs off campus for you. If you go to a really rural area, then there might not be as many internship opportunities for you there. Okay, so there are a lot of costs to consider. It's very expensive to study even in your own country, but it's even more expensive to study as an international student. Application fees can be expensive. They range from $25 all the way up to $175 and even $200. So it can be expensive just for that. And then you also have to pay for entrance exams like SAT, ACT, GRE, GMAT, and English language tests like TOEFL and IELTS. Those are all very expensive. And then also you have to pay for your CVIS fees, which has to do with your immigration, and you have to pay this in order to apply for your visa, and then of course traveling to and from the U.S. And there's even more, the basics that everyone has to pay for, regardless of if they're international or domestic student: tuition and fees, books and supplies, health insurance. That's a mandatory requirement for international students. And also your room and board. You have to sleep somewhere and you have to eat somewhere. Okay, so there are specific funding sources for international students. There are international office scholarships, so you can talk to the international office on campus. Sometimes they have set aside funds specifically for international students. There are athletic scholarships, so if you're good at soccer, football, or baseball, a lot of universities will have special funding for that. And then on-campus employment is another way to help pay for your costs. You can apply for grants and study, research, graduate assistance positions, and also working in different academic departments on campus. Okay, so now I'll talk specifically about University of Houston, Victoria. We try to help international students out as much as we can, and we don't have any application fees, so that cuts down a little bit of the cost for you. We don't charge you $25 or $100 to apply. You can apply for free. So even if you're unsure about University of Houston, Victoria, you can still submit an application, and you don't lose anything except for maybe 15 minutes of your time. And we have quick and easy admissions. For undergraduate students, we can usually give an admission decision within a couple of days once we have all of your documents. So we try to be really quick with our turnaround there. And then for graduate students, it takes maybe a week to 2 weeks, depending on how busy the department is once your application is sent off. And we have scholarships for all international students. We have a variety of scholarships that I'll go into a little bit later in the presentation. And we have International Programs Office. I work in the International Programs Office on campus. We have 5 people who are dedicated to serving international students. From recruitment, admissions, advising, and any immigration help, helping with planning your career, finding internships, visa advising, just anything that you could think of, even dealing with culture shock or other problems that you might have. You can come into our office and we can help you with that. And UHV is listed in the top 100 most affordable universities in the U.S. So even though we are an affordable campus, we have funding opportunities for you through our scholarships. And then we're a pretty small campus. We have 3 buildings right now, 2 campuses, but we're planning for 3 new buildings. And just within the past 15 years or so, we've added a School of Business and School of Education, School of Business and School of Arts and Sciences. And then since 1970, we had only been School of Education. So within the past 15 years, we've added a huge array of degree options, and we're continuing to add more. And our programs are nationally and internationally accredited. So even though we're small, you'll still be getting a quality education. And another thing about being a small campus, it can be very nice because then you can develop close relationships with faculty, staff, and other students, which can help you feel more connected to the campus and also help further your academic career. And as I was saying, our International Programs Office, we're dedicated to serving you. This is showing a picture of part of our staff here holding the "You Are Welcome Here" sign, which you are welcome here. We want everybody to come. We love it here and we love you guys. And we put on cultural events, so I've included some pictures from our international festival that we recently had. And that's where we have international students. They get a chance to showcase their culture for students and community members, faculty and staff, and they have so much fun. We had, I think, over 300 people coming to our event, and we showcased cultures from 26 different countries and had performances, singing, dancing, and really good food. So it was really fun for everyone. And as I said, we have the immigration advice for you, cultural events. We do other programs to help you feel acclimated, such as orientation and other things like that. We help you purchase your health insurance and finding the right one that fits the requirements. And we also are the ones who will give you the scholarship. We have the cultural scholarship, which is automatic $3,000 for all international students. So as soon as you're enrolled in your classes, we give you $1,500 for your first 2 semesters. And you can keep that every year. All you have to do is volunteer 10 hours for our office every semester, and that's usually participating in one of the cultural events. So all students are able to receive this scholarship. And then if you like, you can apply for our merit scholarship, and that will grant you the in-state tuition, which can save you between $3,000 and $9,000 a year, which is really good. And then the athletic scholarships, you can get those as well. If you get an athletic scholarship or the merit scholarship, you won't be able to get the cultural scholarship, but that's because the other scholarships are very large, and we want to make sure that we can help out as many students as we can. And we also have a unique outreach scholarship. So once you're a student here and you want to refer your friends and they come, then we can pay you for each friend that comes. So then you can gain friends at university with you and also get paid for it, which is really nice. And then as I was talking about earlier, there are student worker positions, and we also help students get their graduate assistant positions. Here I've listed most of our available programs for international students. We have School of Arts and Science, where we have computer science, computer information systems, biology, digital gaming and simulation, mathematics, psychology, humanities, history, robotics, and artificial intelligence. Those are all very popular in that department. And then we also have School of Business Administration, which is internationally accredited by AACSB International. And we have a pretty big array of concentrations that you can have, like accounting and finance and healthcare administration and a few others. And then in School of Education, Health Professions, and Human Development, we have health studies, kinesiology, and for our graduate students, we have biomedical sciences. Okay, so here's our contact information. We have social media, so you should definitely check us out. You can find out more information about our scholarships, the application deadlines, which for this fall is June 15th. So it's coming up pretty quick, but there's still time. And you can also find out about different events going on and how to get in contact with us. So we have Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. I definitely suggest following us on there because you can find out a lot of useful information. And then you can also contact me at greenk@uhv.edu or at international@uhv.edu. So I believe that's the last slide of the presentation, so we can start with questions now. I know I was talking a little bit fast. I always get really excited when I do this.